So this is the example you guys were given in 10.7, and I had some requests to work it out, so I put it on paper here. Let's look at it together. It's a little multiple choice question. Oops, gotta balance this. Okay, so first let's just set it up. So we've got two secant lines here intersecting outside. So our setup, which I think most of you guys have down, is the outside part times the whole thing. So 25 times all of this, which would be 52. 25 times 52. And that equals, same thing over here, outside part, which is just x. Let me move this over a little bit. Times the whole piece, which would be x plus 24. Okay, solving from here, we do 25 times 52, which gives us 1300. We distribute here, so we get x squared plus 24x. So this is a quadratic. I have an x squared and it's not going away, so we need to get everything to one side and then we can factor it. So I would subtract this 1300 from both sides, so this side just goes to 0. So you end up with x squared plus 24x minus 1300. Okay, looks kind of crazy. So you're looking for two numbers that multiply to negative 1300 and also adds to 24. So you might have to think about that a little bit. I use your calculator, divide this by some things that look like they could add to 24, and I'll actually show you guys a little trick here in your calculator. So if you turn this thing on and you go to the y equals screen, you can actually put in this number, the big number over here, 1300 over x, or divided by x, so just like this, and this actually always works in factoring, which I use it if I have a big number like that. If from here, so you've got 1300 divided by x, you're gonna hit second, and then, where is it? Second table, sorry. Okay, so you hit the graph button over here, but it takes you to the table of values. So you can see whole numbers now. It gives you a list of x and y that multiply to give you 1300, like 2 and 650, right? Or 1 and 1300. So you wouldn't look at this one because that's a decimal, but look at all the whole number combinations you have and see which ones look like they could add to, what is it, 24. So if you scroll down a ways, well, maybe you went past it, no? Almost there. Okay, you end up with this. Of course, this might take you guys a little bit longer, but see the 26 and the 50? That looks like a pretty good combination because I know 26 plus 24 gives me 50. So those are gonna be my lucky numbers, 26 and 50. You just have to think about which one would be positive, which would be negative. So in our problem, we have a negative 1300, so one of them has to be positive, one has to be negative. So this one, the 26 would be negative, the 50 would be positive, so it adds to a positive 24. All right, so that's a helpful little calculator trick there. All right, so let's set up our factors. We end up with x plus 50 times x minus 26. And that all equals 0. And then, of course, we set both of those equal to 0 and we solve them. Didn't need the parentheses there, but it's cool. Okay, so we subtract 50, so x equals a negative 50, and then over here, x would equal a positive 26 when you add it to that side. So you just have to think logically which one works in this problem. Obviously, our x is a part of a segment here, so it's going to be a positive number, so it's going to be positive 26. So we look at our answer choices. Of course, they give you both a 26 and a 50, but it's this one. There you go.